Hey you there! Would you like to learn how to shade like these artworks? Well, today you're in the right spot because I'll be showing you how I do it in my own style. Okay, so the first step you would need to do is grab an airbrush of your liking. It doesn't matter which type. I prefer the airbrush triangle, just the regular type. Yeah. Oh, don't forget to check your layers too. Okay, so next you would grab a dark shade. Purplish, bluish, doesn't really matter. Just grab like a grayish, darkish color. I usually use purple. Airbrush that around, and don't forget to add it to multiply. You want to get your dark shadows in. So for mine, it's underwater, so I would have to do it like kind of on top, but mostly at the bottom. But I did it mostly on top as well. Adjust it to your liking. Next, you want to grab like a dark shade of blue. So like the dark, a little bit darker than what you currently had. So yeah. Airbrush it to your liking. Usually I would use it at the top, but since this is an ocean, I'm doing it at the bottom. Next, you would like to grab your eraser tool and you want to start giving those highlights a shine. So you want to erase where your highlights are. So to make it shiny and stand out a little bit more than just a little plain and not have stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, just do that. Usually I do it around the eyes and like sometimes the nose highlights as well. And yeah, just pretty much that. I also do it sometimes on the bottom of the lips because they're kind of like glossy sometimes, but it's really up to you. Do it as whatever you prefer. Personally, just do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, and if you plan on doing that, you might want to add a little bit of blur or smudge to make it like not very plain, like streaky or just anything in general. I don't know the word exactly, but you know what I mean. Just blend it just a teeny bit if you would like. You don't have to. It's just a recommendation. I usually do the highlights as well to make them stand out just a little bit. But as well, I don't use the 100% opacity. I use usually a roughly 50% to just give it a little touch to it. Speeding it up because sometimes it can take a very long time to do the process. And then usually I do the hair next. It's kind of like you're shading the hair, but it's just a little reverse to it. Just whatever your lighting is and your shadows is, just do that. And yeah, speeding it up again because it's, again, a very long process. Then after you do that, move on to the skin and the clothing. Oh, and don't forget the accessories if you have them. It will make them stand out very well as well. Okay, so then after you do that, you would like to probably smudge it or blur it again, just to make it blend in a little bit. Then add a new layer and press multiply again. You're gonna grab one more darker shade, roughly grayish bluish, and put that wherever you need your shadows. I'm adding a little bit more because again, it's underwater, the scenario is, and yeah. And then I'm just erasing it a little bit again because obviously, why not? Okay, so once you do all of that, add a new layer and then press add. I usually do a light blue, but it really depends on your background. Airbrush it to your liking, and then I use an effect called Gaussian blur. Correct me if I'm wrong, I am bad at pronouncing, but something like that. And then add a new layer, press overlay, and just choose any color you like that's a little bit brighter. I'm using a little cyan and turquoise-ish, and then use the same blur again. Usually I do it many times because the blur isn't enough for me. And adjust it to your liking. See the difference a little bit? Yeah. This just makes it stand out a little bit and pop your art. Not like actually, literally, but it's up to you. Do whatever you like. Okay, then do another layer and press add and make it a little bit lighter this time, and then make it the shiniest, like the brightest shine where you need it to be. I'm doing it like a little cloud up there, and then I'm doing blur again and again and again just to make it my liking. It's up to you how you would prefer as well. It's your artwork. And yeah, that's how I usually do my lighting. And then I go and do the background as well, which turns out to be this. Used a little bit more brightness because I forgot a little bit. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my tutorial video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope this helped you guys. Let me know in the comments. And feel free to subscribe because this took me a very long time.